Today's episode is brought to you by Rocket IT. Is your team still working remotely? Is it starting to look like a more permanent solution? Let us help you streamline that experience and increase productivity by creating a reliable network, increasing collaboration, and boosting security. Click the link in this video's description for more information about Rocket IT's remote workforce roadmap.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Thrive, y'all. I'm your host, Jessica Clayton, and I'm the marketing coordinator here at Rocket IT. Today, I have Taylor Anderson here with me. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here. Thanks, Jessica.
You are welcome. So Taylor has 18 years of experience in the civil engineering field, and he is the owner and president of his own company called Blue Landworks. He is also involved in the city government with the city of Sugar Hill. Taylor, could you please talk to us a little bit about your role? I know that you are a city council member, but through my research, I kind of saw that you're maybe the pro tempo mayor at this point. So could you please tell me about, what you do on a daily basis, how you got started, and pretty much what your experience has been?
Sure. Yeah, I'm currently serve as Mayor Pro Tem, which is essentially like Vice Mayor of the city of Sugar Hill. I've been on council now for almost 4 years, and I actually got started on our Downtown Development Authority probably about 9 years ago now. And I was asked to join the DDA because of my background in civil engineering and land development and my understanding of that side of what happens in building that part of downtown. At that time, Sugar Hill was not much to come down to in downtown. There was the old city hall. We had a school. It was the Vice School. It was at about 30 to 40% capacity at the time. And other than that, there was really nothing here in downtown. And the mayor and city manager had been working on acquiring parcels in downtown. We got a new mayor and a new city manager, and they decided to start investing in downtown by building the new infrastructure that's part of the city of Sugar Hill now, and specifically the East Center, which is the main portion of the main building that you see when you drive down West Broad Street. And so after serving as chairman of the Downtown Development Authority through some of that growth, an open position came on city council, and I ran and joined city council in 2017. And earlier this year, the council had appointed me to mayor pro tem, which is basically in the absence of the mayor, I would run a meeting when he's not there. So, and that actually happened last night. So that was first time running the meeting. Mayor Edwards does a great job for us. He's been a visionary leader that has led to some of the best growth that we've seen in Sugar Hill, some very forward thinking and very much the type of smart growth that I think that the future of our communities need to see, which is community-based, very much focused on walkable and community-driven development that brings us together.
Very nice. And so in your role as a city council member, I know you said that you served on the Downtown Development Authority. Do you still have interaction with that unit, or do you pretty much concentrate on other initiatives?
Yeah, I mean, we still have interaction. The DDA is an integral part of the vision of implementing the vision of city council and of the community. So yeah, we very much are interacting with the DDA on a regular basis. And Brandon Hembry, who is a fellow council member, actually serves as our liaison to the DDA. And so he attends all the DDA meetings and then brings important information back to the council if we need to give them direction or if they have information to share with us, or however that sort of interaction needs to work. But it's still very much involved, especially since our priority has been on building our downtown out over the last several years.
Has the pandemic impacted any of that upward growth, especially around that East Center and that downtown area that you talked about?
Oh, certainly. I think the thing that probably was the most impactful is the fact that we are very, very heavily based in doing events in and around our downtown. Our downtown is programmed. Well, I would say 75% of the days out there, we have some sort of programming in our downtown going on. And certainly this time last year, it was very, very quiet downtown. My company, Blue Landworks, is located in downtown Sugar Hill. I figure we need to participate in, and when we talk about being community based, the one thing that I could do is bring my company and employees to downtown to begin that building of our community around downtown. And this time last year, of course, when as events were being canceled, downtown was very quiet, very, very quiet. And that's obviously not something that we want. We want community happening in and around our downtown. And that's what was happening prior to the pandemic. And the good news is, as the vaccine rolls out, as the cases drop, we're seeing a big time pushback into our events in downtown. So we've got a very full calendar coming up of both city events and private events. Our facilities are rented probably more often and utilized by private events than city programmed events. So the bowl, the theater, our city facilities here in the East Center all are available to be rented by the community and used by the community. Obviously, we want to encourage that. And then, of course, we program it as well with concerts and theater events and movies and things like that, too. There's always a lot going on in downtown.
Very good. And so, what would you like your Sugar Hill residents to know about how the city is working hard to build those partnerships and support for that Main Street movement?
Yeah, that's something that what we wanted to do is bring that focal point of the community into the downtown. And so we're always partnering with various organizations to do events in downtown. We have several churches that do events downtown. We have our Sugar Hill Players Guild, who runs in the theater, in the Eagle Theater in downtown. They're the ones that put on the plays and the shows that we have, 4 of those a year that they do. We have partnerships with, the number of organizations that Georgia's Main Street program we're also partners with them. They help to make sure that our planning is successful. And then, of course, anybody that's looking for ways to enhance our downtown, for example, the Broadstone, which is a mixed use development, was a public private partnership where the city sold the property. It was the former Bice School that I mentioned that was about at 30 to 40% occupancy. The city acquired that property from the Board of Education, also another partner there. And then we turned around and sold that property to Broadstone to develop the mixed use development that's now allowing people to live and play and work in downtown. So partnerships are the key ingredient in making those projects successful.
Nice. And with those partnerships, to kind of tell the residents what area is for what, like that zoning, what was the thought process behind coming up with your interactive development map?
That's something, yeah. So, well, first off, we do a lot of planning here at the city. So, on our website, you'll be able to find all of our planning documents, our downtown master plan. We use those at our unified plan for our city. Those are the guiding documents behind the decision making and the policy making that staff and council utilize to decide whether something moves forward with rezoning, for example, or whether a project in downtown is the appropriate project. And the reason that's so important is that because those plans are developed through the community and through public feedback. And our city staff works very hard to interact with the community. They're creative. Our planning director, our big festival is Sugar Rush that happens in October. Our planning director and staff had sat out there when we were doing our downtown master plan update and just asked residents as they came by, here's what we're thinking. Tell us your feedback. And so those are the kinds of ways that we interact and get community engagement and community feedback so that our plans reflect the needs, wants, and desires of our community, which is what it should be. The interactive development map that you're talking about is a really cool map, and it's a great way to communicate with the community about what's going on. Because one of the questions that I get most often is what's being built there, and because everybody's always interested in that part and that aspect of what's going on in their community. And so the interactive development map was developed by our staff to help answer that question in a very thorough manner, because a lot of times many of the projects in our city aren't actually inside the city limits, just because we have a very strange city limits map. If you ever look at it, it looks like a paint splatter. It looks like somebody threw paint on the wall. So it can be very confusing as to what's in the city and what's out of the city. And so the interactive development map is a way to help bring all those projects under one map so that people can understand and see what's being built in their community, whether it's in the city or it's in the county. So that interactive development map actually covers, I call, greater Sugar Hill. So if it's in the city, it's on there. If it's close to the city, it's also on there. And it shows the plans, whatever has been approved for that, whatever's going on there, whether it's a rezoning request, a variance request, an annexation request. That way, it's just a more transparent way of seeing what's going on in your community and utilizing technology to tell that story.
Nice. Okay. And then one other thing. So let's kind of switch gears here from the city of Sugar Hill to more so your company. I see that you're a registered professional engineer in 4 different states. Can you
Mhm.
just talk about kind of what made you drive to get certified in, not just Georgia, but also South Carolina, North Carolina, and Texas?
Yeah, so Blue Landworks is a civil engineering land surveying company located in downtown Sugar Hill. We primarily serve private industry. We do have some public partnerships, mostly with community improvement districts to help build sidewalks through and connect a lot of the gaps that we have in our county. The CIDs do a great job of making those connections, and so that's always an exciting project when they call us to help build new sidewalks in a place that doesn't have them, because that means that we're connecting some of those communities that through walkable through the ability for their residents to get around via foot. So that's always a wonderful project. But being a licensed professional engineer is required for the type of work we do, because that's a requirement of the regulatory process that we have to put our stamp of approval on those plans, that we reviewed them, designed them, and that they are in conformance with the rules and regulations of whatever it is that we're designing. And really, my getting licensed in other states was just a necessity of our clients. If our clients say we're going to North Carolina or South Carolina, or in one case it was in Texas, it was important to obviously get licensed there, as that's a requirement in order to stamp and get plans approved.
Makes sense. Got to do it for your customers. I
That's
know.
right. Whatever, yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Customer is always right.
That's right. Well, all righty, Taylor. I think we covered a lot of ground here. Is there anything else you would like the listeners to know, maybe about the city of Sugar Hill or even your Blue Landworks company?
Well, I mean, we have a very, very busy fall calendar in particular coming up. So I would encourage you to follow the city's social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, even our city website. You can subscribe to newsletters on there. That is a great way to get informed about what is happening in the community, the events that are coming up. There is literally something for everyone, whether you like music or you want to come and listen to just a concert or a hangout at the splash park. We have just an incredible number of events going on in our downtown. One of the things that was a priority of council was making Sugar Hill, what we call an age in place community, meaning that you can be born here and all the way up until you're a senior citizen. We want Sugar Hill to be your home and feel like it is your home for your entire life. And that's why you're seeing a wide variety of housing types coming particularly into the downtown area, because as we get older, walking is not only good for your health, but it also keeps you engaged in the community. So we have a senior assisted living project coming in right in downtown, and that that those types of projects, those types of events, that's what's really the great thing that I love most about our community, is that we are trying to make it a place where, regardless of your age and regardless of where you are in your life, that Sugar Hill can be your home.
All righty, that is wonderful. Well, I think that wraps up another episode of Thrive, y'all. We're going to make sure that we include links to all of the wonderful resources Taylor shared today, and we will see you on a next episode. Thank you. Have a good day.